What do people misunderstand about losing a significant amount of weight? If you're new to the channel, hello, my name is Jasmine. I lost 100 pounds. I've since kept that weight off for almost 5 years, and I just did it the old fashioned way: ate less, moved more, and hired a personal trainer. I think that people misunderstand how long the journey is. And I'm not making this video to scare you. If you have significant amounts of weight to lose, then please lose it. Your family will be happy that you did. And most importantly, you'll be happy that you did. But I think we underestimate how long it's going to take. When I entered into this weight loss journey, I thought losing 100 pounds might take 6 months, right? And like I said, I didn't do any surgeries, I didn't do any Ozempics. I just ate less and moved more. I lost the weight very, very, very slowly. It took me almost 2 years to lose all of that weight. And I'm happy that I did it that way. A couple of reasons. One, you reduce the likelihood of a lot of excess skin. Two, you're more likely to keep it off because you completely change your habits. And three, you really just change who you are. I'm nothing like who I used to be. And it's crazy because when I was 340 pounds, that was my heaviest weight. Looking back at that, I'm shocked. Like, the pictures don't necessarily embarrass me, but I just don't identify with that woman. Like, when I look at old pictures when I was that big, I think to myself, wow, like, she didn't love herself. Wow, she didn't know how to cope with life. Wow, she was really depressed, because that's not who I am today. Like, now I know how to self-regulate without food. I prioritize eating right. I prioritize exercise. I prioritize self-love and pouring into myself. And that woman who was 340 pounds, that's not what she did, like, at all, right? I was eating my emotions every single day. And like I said, I just don't identify with that anymore. It takes a lot of work to lose that weight. And it's not just physical work, it's not just exercise, it's not even just eating right. It's changing yourself mentally, the way you see things. Your mindset just has to completely change. And that takes a lot of time. I was overweight for a really long time. I wasn't overweight my entire life. I was overweight when I was in elementary school and middle school. I was probably like maybe 40 or 50 pounds overweight. Then I lost all of that weight when I started playing basketball in high school and college. And so I was very slim. I'm 6'3". So when I was playing college basketball, I was 220. And I was very skinny. Like, I was very skinny. Yeah. And so I put on over 100 pounds once I graduated college because, one, I'm not playing basketball anymore. Two, I'm, still eating the same, but I'm not moving. So I'm just packing on all this weight. And so for about 8 to 10 years, I lived obese. I did obese things. I was binge eating. I was a couch potato. I was also a heavy drinker. Like, I just, gosh. So I had to change everything about me and all of the habits that I had built within that 10 years of being morbidly obese. I had to change all of that. And that takes time. You cannot expect fast rate weight loss results and think that you're going to keep it off. It's not how it's going to happen. In fact, most people gain their weight back. That is a very scary statistic. Most people gain their weight back and then some. So if you're even able to keep it off, you are above, like, you're top tier, because most people cannot do that. Because again, most people, they don't take the time to not only change their eating habits, but to just change who they are, right? Because let's be real, life is going to life regardless. Jobs are going to change, family structure is going to change. Life just lifes. But just because life lifes doesn't mean that doesn't give you the right to just eat away your feelings, right? Like, unless you want to put the weight back on, you still have to eat clean. You still have to cook most of your food at home. You still have to move your body if you want to keep that weight off. And that's the sad truth. I used to think, when I was trying to lose weight, because I had yo-yo dieted for years. Okay, so I would put weight on, lose it, gain it all back, and then some. I would look at it as, well, this is just a diet, right? So once I lose 50 pounds, I can go back to how I was eating before. And that made sense as to why I was always putting that weight back on. But now, or when I started the journey this go around, when I finally lost all that weight, I changed my perspective on things. I realized, okay, this isn't just a diet, this is a lifestyle change, and I can never, ever, ever go back to who I used to be. I can never go back to eating fast food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I can never go back to drinking soda for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Those things are completely over. I can't be that woman anymore. I have to change, and it has to stay a change forever, right? That's something that I think a lot of people don't realize, because if you don't look at it like that, you will put the weight back on. My trainer had told me most people are slowly gaining weight. Now, they may not be gaining weight as quickly as someone else, but most people are putting on weight. And so if you don't want that to be you, you're going to have to track your calories. You're going to have to make sure that you stay active, regardless of what season of life you're in, right? So those are some things that I think a lot of people just don't understand when it comes to losing a lot of weight. And then to also remember, it took you a really long time to put that weight on. Whether you have 100 pounds to lose or 200 pounds to lose, you didn't gain all that weight in 6 months. You didn't gain all that weight in a year, if we're being honest. Most people don't. Some people might, but most people don't. That was years of you just effing around. That was years of you, overeating. That took years, years upon years. So to think that you can undo all of that, all of those years of self-sabotage in 2 months is absolutely delusional. It's going to take you a good amount of time if you do it the old-fashioned way. Eat less, move more. And I do encourage everyone to hire a personal trainer, because one, you don't know everything. If you did, you wouldn't be overweight in the first place. Two, don't underestimate the power of being held accountable. And then three, it forces you to change your environment, right? My whole family is obese, and my friends at the time were obese. But getting around my personal trainer, he was the first person that I had been around in years who prioritized their health and their wellness. So now I'm changing my environment. I'm getting around someone who thinks differently. I'm getting around someone who doesn't allow life to be an excuse to overeat, right? Your environment plays a huge role in who you become, what kind of life you live. So hire a personal trainer. Stop being cheap. If that means you got to cut out DoorDash, do it. But you are worth the investment. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. I cannot wait to read what you have to say. Also, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Do not forget to join the Patreon. The link is down below in my description. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.